Hello, I'm Olivia Homel.
And I'm Emily Sacco. Welcome to Marquette Now.
Coming up, recognizing trans and gender diversity.
Sweet cold treats in bitter cold winter.
Diwali celebrations continue.
And a Marquette victory in historic fashion.
All that and more starting right now.
From the Jeannie Hayes Virtual Studio, this is Marquette Now.
It's Trans Compassion Week, and there are a variety of feelings being expressed on campus. Marquette Now's Timothy Latow captures those emotions at the Trans Compassion Vigil. Keep going.
The flu season is here. The Marquette Medical Clinic finished its flu shot clinic earlier today. The 2019 flu season reports over 36,000 cases, according to the CDC. Shots are still being administered in local locations.
Face masks are a constant reminder of living in the COVID-19 pandemic. With the rising number of COVID cases on campus, masks are now available at different locations across campus, such as the Alumni Memorial Union, the Medical Clinic, Rayner Memorial Libraries, and Zilber Hall.
The university is encouraging students to pay attention to COVID-19 travel guidelines with Thanksgiving break next week. According to the new CDC international travel guidelines, all vaccinated passengers coming to the United States must have a negative COVID test 3 days before travel and 1 day before travel for unvaccinated passengers. All passengers must have a letter of clearance from a health provider. The CDC is encouraging those traveling domestically to pay attention to their state guidelines. The Board of Trustees at Marquette University has approved an increase in tuition and room and board for the 2022-23 school year.
The university attributes the increase in tuition and room and board to the rising living and food costs.
Marquette Wire news reporter Hope Moses has more.
On November 1st, the university announced a 2% increase of tuition for the 2022-2023 academic school year, bringing the total cost of undergraduate tuition to $45,860. In addition to the cost of tuition, room and board will increase by 3.5%. In a statement emailed to Marquette Wire News, the university spokesperson, Kevin Conway, said, quote, "We understand that a college degree is a significant financial investment for our students, and approximately 99% of Marquette undergraduates receive financial aid in the form of scholarships, grants, loans, and/or student employment." First-generation student Adriana Garza says financial assistance is not easy for students like her.
This increase does affect a lot of first-generation students who maybe are like me and don't know what it means to look for a Parent Plus loan, who don't know how to get a loan, who can't get a loan even.
For student Giamoto, Marquette's tuition increase raises concerns for her future.
My mom's not helping me pay for my college, and I bet a lot of college students don't have parents to help them pay for college. I'm just like, where am I gonna get the money, and how am I gonna pay for that later on in the road? Because I don't want to be in debt for the rest of my life either.
In 2011, attending and living on campus costs was $45,381. In 2021, it costs around $63,000 to attend and live on campus at Marquette. In Garza's eyes, if tuition must rise, students deserve more.
If you're gonna rise it, you might as well give us something back. Like, there's nothing changing. I'm not getting anything new. I'm not getting anything remodeled. Everything has stayed the same.
Motok has a suggestion for what that something should be.
Because I live in Schrader, they should work on their AC there, because the first 2 weeks of school was kind of really bad.
From Marquette Wire News, I'm Hope Moses.
Mark your calendars, because December 21st is officially Decision Day. Marquette undergraduate admissions is changing to a single decision day for the class of 2025. Instead of receiving a decision 2 to 3 weeks after the application, applicants will receive a decision December 21st. The Dean of Undergraduate Admissions says this gives the office more time to evaluate and make final decisions.
A campus staple is reopening soon. The St. Joan of Arc Chapel and Gratitude Garden is set to reopen during a 10 p.m. Mass on November 30th. Anyone interested can register by next Tuesday through Eventbrite. The link can be found on Marquette's Instagram. Almost 2 years has passed since an incident killed the former dean of the Marquette College of Business.
An incident that has left a lasting impression on students and is soon to be resolved in court. Juliana Okusun has more on the story.
10th Street and Wisconsin Avenue appears to be a quiet road on a Sunday afternoon, but on February 11th, 2020, this was the scene of the crash that killed former dean of the College of Business, Joe Daniels. An incident that has left a lasting awareness on pedestrian safety among students.
Not having a car here has definitely raised my awareness as a pedestrian. You really need to be careful, and people driving a lot of times don't take into consideration the pedestrians that are walking. They're really just only aware of themselves, and so I think you really have to be careful now.
As Marquette's campus is split by West Wisconsin Avenue, a trafficated road during the weekdays, students are cautious when walking around campus, though it is not uncommon to see people jaywalking.
Some of the cars are driving by pretty fast. Sometimes they don't really realize the whole, they're not very aware of the pedestrians around here, so I definitely have to be careful whenever I'm walking around campus.
The man that caused the death of Joe Daniels was facing 2 felony charges. The charge for a hit and run was dismissed, while he will be in court for his sentencing hearing, charged for knowingly operating while suspended in February 2022. Reporting from West Wisconsin Avenue, I am Juliana Okusun, Marquette Wire News.
Coming up, preparing a showcase centered around Black experiences.
And later, highlighting Marquette basketball's memorable Monday. We'll be right back.
Awkward. I'm the awkward silence. You try to avoid me, then there I am again.
But an awkward silence can be a great thing.
Like Kelly here is about to demonstrate.
You haven't really been yourself lately. Are you okay?
Find out how you can help a friend with their mental health at seizetheawkward.org.
After you joined our family, it was like, I really do feel complete now.
Before we celebrate the freedom most Americans have, we must fight for the freedom all Americans deserve. Because all lives can't matter until Black lives matter.
I'm Jenny Garth, and as a mother of 3, I know kids worry about a lot of things. Getting enough food to eat shouldn't be one of them. But here in America, that is a real worry for 1 in 5 children. This is unacceptable, and something Feeding America is working to solve. Through a nationwide network of food banks, Feeding America serves virtually every community in the United States, including yours. See how you can help your community. Visit feedingamerica.org. Together, we can solve hunger. Together, we're Feeding America.
Roll over. When you adopt a shelter pet, you discover all the things that make them unique. And your mother. They're a little bit of a lot of things, but they're all pure love.
Every day,
millions of people are connecting. Father,
cosplayer,
mentor,
actor. It's time we take a step forward, come together,
and discover
how accepting our differences can make us stronger.
Welcome back to Marquette Now. I'm Emily Sacco.
And I'm Olivia Homel.
Cold weather is upon us, and so are some cold treats.
Marquette Now's Timothy Lateau takes a look at these frosty bites.
Long lines are a nuisance, but the wait might be worth it if there is something good at the end.
I'm seeing all this vapor roll out. It's like, that is cool. What is that? liquid nitrogen ice cream.
It's probably the best ice cream I've had.
It's good. It's tasty.
I got mango. It's really good. There's like chunks of mango in here. Fire. It's so good.
That's why the wait in line lasted over an hour at Friday night's free event at the AMU for ice cream in November.
Ice cream was better than frozen custard I've had at Culver's. At Culver's? That is a controversial opinion here in Wisconsin, Ella.
That was really risky to say.
It's a long wait to get the delicious dessert, but an even longer time spent in traffic for John Eustace. Even without the nitrogen, he wouldn't be your average around the neighborhood ice cream man.
1,000 miles a week is not unusual. Well, just to here and back is 2,400 miles right there. I think this was a 14-hour, 16-hour drive. I know it's a long drive, but you get to see the country and listen to audiobooks and podcasts. It's not so bad. Just get driving and just zone out, and the next thing you know, you're there.
His Orlando-based catering business, Private Island Ice Cream Company, serves up the sweet treat around the country. But there's an even sweeter award for the only worker behind the counter who's been plying this trade for 15 years.
That's a great compliment. You got a lady who's 80 years old. She's had any kind of ice cream you can imagine over the years, and then she's telling you this is the best chocolate ice cream I've ever had in my life.
He doesn't do it for his love of ice cream. Instead, it's for his love of people.
So that's rewarding. That's always been the best reward. More than money or anything else. It's just giving people an experience like that they'll never forget.
And that is priceless. I'm Timothy Lateau, Marquette Wire News.
The celebrations for Diwali continue. Marquette Now's Vanessa Rivera takes us to this festival on campus.
The Festival of Lights shines through in the Alumni Memorial Union.
Diwali is our celebration of our beginning of our new year, and it's the biggest festival in India currently, and it just where all the family comes together, and it's a great opportunity for everybody to come close and celebrate something so special to us.
Celebrations include dancing, music, and of course, food.
So there's vegetable pakora, which is vegan. There's chicken 65, and that's gluten-free. And then we also have vegetarian samosas. We hope that we can provide a means of conversation with non-ethnic students as well, to just all come as one and have open minds, have open hearts, and have just an honest conversation about our backgrounds, where we come from, and to come together as Marquette students.
The Indian Student Association's Bollywood Fusion Dance Group takes the stage and performs for the crowd.
It was great. I love the energy out there, us just performing. We worked really hard for our performance. We spent over a month practicing every week for this.
This event is in collaboration with Late Night Marquette. Angel Webster is the community outreach intern for Late Night and recognizes how this is more than just a holiday.
Especially on this campus, we kind of stick to like one cultural norm, and I think it's really important to celebrate other cultures, learn a little bit more, and just have fun with it, and appreciate each other.
I'm Vanessa Rivera, Marquette Wire News.
Adaptive Abilities hosts a scuba diving event Saturday so that individuals with disabilities could take part in an adaptive experience.
Marquette Now's Bailey Stripling talked with volunteers as they help participants prepare to dive.
When you're in the water with everybody else, you're the same as everybody else.
Scuba diving in the rec center pool, not something you hear every day. Adaptive Abilities, a Marquette service-based club, hosted a scuba diving event to give individuals with disabilities the opportunity to participate in an adaptive sporting activity.
We mainly function to serve a lot of the members of the adaptive ability community, so dealing with neurological diseases, physiological impairments, paraplegics, and really just trying to get them to do a lot of the things that they really want to do but haven't had the chance to. So like here, we're giving them the chance to go scuba diving.
Adaptive Abilities partnered with Dive Heart, a nonprofit organization that provides support and educational scuba diving programs for individuals with disabilities to promote inclusive recreation.
The importance of this program to let everybody and anybody be able to scuba dive, regardless of their disability.
Scuba scuba diving can provide physical and psychological therapy to individuals with disabilities.
Part of their motto is like creating possibilities, and for a lot of these people, it's very freeing to be able to move so easily through the water. So to give them that opportunity and help them have a little bit more normalcy, or something that was taken away or anything, it's a great opportunity for them and to help them do that.
From the Health Fair Tennis Stadium and Recreation Center, I'm Bailey Stripling, Marquette Wire News.
Black students are getting more opportunities to tell their stories on stage. The Black Theater Showcase is going to be a collection of performances centered around Black experiences. Auditions will be held
It targets Black culture and puts it center stage, which provides an experience for Black people to be represented, to be seen, and to be heard, that they aren't often are within traditional theater settings.
It's been a weird, long year so far, hasn't it? We just started the second semester, and already I failed a test.
Black people go to the theater just as much as anybody else, and we want to engage with art, but we also want to be represented within that art.
Auditions will be held January 19th and 20th for the showcase that will take place in February. Emily, how was the weather today?
It was great. I was really enjoying the sunshine. Ben, could you tell us a little bit more about the weather?
Absolutely. It's so good to hear that you guys have been enjoying the sunshine, but unfortunately, I'd hate to burst everyone's bubble, but that nice weather won't be lasting for long. Let's check out the future and look into the forecast, but before we do that, let's look at right now. About 45 degrees is what we're sitting at with humidity at about 47%. Precipitation, absolutely none, with winds coming out of the west at 11 miles per hour. Let's take a bird's eye view at the Dairy State and check out the evening lows. Up in the north of Superior and Minocqua, we'll be hovering around the mid-20s, and if you head back to home base in Milwaukee, we'll be the only county that you can see that'll be in the 30s tonight. If we look at tomorrow, well, it's going to be high. It's going to be rainy statewide with not much increasing in terms of overnight lows. Superior and Minocqua area, 32 and 30 degrees likewise. If we go to Madison, the state capital, see that it's over 33. In Milwaukee, it'll be 35. As for tonight, cloudy. Very, very cloudy. Becoming mostly clear and after midnight, but if you're studying, you probably won't have to notice that because you'll be inside with lows at 30 degrees at a humidity at 54%. As for the winds, it'll be 10 to 20 miles per hour. And if we look at tomorrow, it'll be windy again with just a few clouds with a high at 35 degrees and humidity at 50%, with the winds coming out of the northwest at 20 to 30 degrees. That is all. That is not all. We got a 5-day extended forecast for you, with Friday looking partly cloudy with highs of 41 and 34, and Saturday 49. Unbelievable. That is the highest the temperature will get over the next 5 days. So we roll into Sunday and Monday and Tuesday, where we start to go down into the 30s. That is all for weather now, but stay with us because Kaylee Starr will be right back with sports right after this.
Before we celebrate the freedom most Americans have, we must fight for the freedom all Americans deserve. Because all lives can't matter until Black lives matter.
There are a lot of ways to reach out to a friend about their mental health. Learn how you can help at seizetheawkward.org.
Meet the Scan, a simple procedure whose mission is to detect lung cancer early.
I'm here to save you!
But I feel fine.
That's great, but you may still be at high risk for lung cancer.
Oh man, that's a new fence.
If you smoke, early detection could save your life. Learn more at savedbythescan.org.
It all can get so out of control. Sometimes you can lose your faith, you can lose your mind, lose your grip, get stripped of your pride till you don't know how you're gonna stay alive. Hey, hey, I got you. I will give you what you need, and I'll be right there. I got your back. I got you.
And welcome back. I'm Keely Starro with your Marquette Now Sports Report. To start, the Marquette men's basketball team upsets number 10 ranked Illinois on Monday night. Marquette seals the deal after redshirt first-year Tyler Kolek steals the ball and scores an and-one layup. Tyler Peters tells us more.
Do you hear that? That's the sound of an upset. The Marquette men's basketball team takes down number 10 Illinois 67-66 in stunning fashion, marking the first win over a ranked opponent in the Shaka Smart era.
Not a lot of people outside our locker room gave us much of a chance to win this game, playing against a top 10 team, but the guys believed.
It's a back and forth first half as both teams struggle to put down shots, but it's Marquette that goes into halftime with a 28-27 lead. Things pick up early on in the second half, at least for one team, as U of I hits 3 after 3, marching to a 12-point advantage. But Illinois' momentum doesn't last long, however, as Marquette claws its way back into the game, trailing by 1 with just under 2 minutes to play. With 18 ticks remaining, redshirt first-year guard Tyler Kolek forces a steal, drives through the lane, and puts up the game-winning layup to give Marquette the stunning victory.
But I saw that, the guy's head was turned, so, I just ran up, tried to make a play, and that was that.
Strong defensive play serves as a key factor for Marquette, forcing 26 Illinois turnovers.
Our guys just hung in there, and it's human nature to get frustrated when some plays aren't going your way on the offensive end. But as a team that has a desperation to win, you can't allow that to affect defense. And I thought our guys throughout the game did not let it affect our defensive end.
For the third game in a row, graduate student guard Daryl Morcell finishes the match, leading the Golden Eagles in points, this time with 21.
Our theme of the week was just audacity. And I just like how we had the audacity to, to stay confident and find a way to get that win today.
Marquette's next match comes in the Shriners Children's Charleston Classic against Ole Miss. Reporting from Pfizer Forum, I'm Tyler Peters, Marquette Wire Sports.
That's right. The squad now hits the road for their first road test of the season, taking on Ole Miss tomorrow night. Switching over to the women's basketball team, they comfortably surged past Southern University to end their homestands in high fashion with a score of 65-40. Redshirt junior Chloe Murata earns her third career double-double, and sophomore forward Liza Carlin puts up a career best of 12 points during the afternoon. Marquette's next game is on Friday at the University of Colorado. Now over to the Marquette volleyball team. Graduate student Hope Wirch leads the team to victory behind her weekend performances. On Saturday against the Xavier Musketeers, Wirch ends the 3-1 set victory with 15 kills. On Sunday, her 14 kills helped the team to a 3-set sweep over the Butler Bulldogs. Marquette concludes its Big East Conference regular season schedule this weekend. First up on Friday against Georgetown University. They will turn around on Saturday afternoon to play the season finale against Villanova. A senior recognition will be before the game. That's it for sports, but don't go anywhere. Marquette Now will be right back with our Down to the Wire segment.
Have you ever seen somebody treated unfairly because of the color of their skin?
Do you guys know what it means to have white privilege?
What is racism and what do you think about it?
Talk to young children about what racism is, giving them the language to understand it. They can be disruptors. They can shape and shift culture.
We may not always know the answer, but we'll try and help you learn.
You don't have to have all the answers, but that doesn't mean we can't start.
There are a lot of ways to reach out to a friend about their mental health. Learn how you can help at seizetheawkward.org.
What are you looking for?
more.
After you joined our family, it was like, I really do feel complete now.
Welcome back. I'm Emily Sacco.
And I'm Olivia Homel.
Marquette Wire Executive News Editor Megan Woolard joins us now for tonight's edition of Down to the Wire.
She's with Skylar Chun to talk about the Journal's new fall edition. Megan?
Thanks, Emily and Olivia. Skylar, thank you so much for coming on the show today.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me.
So congratulations on publishing the Fall 21 edition of the Marquette Journal, Between the Lines. So for those who haven't had a chance to look at it, what is the journal and what does the Between the Lines theme kind of mean?
Yeah, so the Marquette Journal is our student-run print magazine that comes out once a semester, and Between the Lines is our fall issue, and the theme really focused on topics of diversity and inclusion, as well as just like challenging stereotypes and really diving deeper into issues that we don't normally take the time to look into. And I guess in an effort to put diversity and inclusion into play, in our own publication, we also incorporated closed captioning in our multimedia packages, as well as text audio versions of our stories online, and little handwritten notes in between the print stories, just to make our stories a little more interactive for our readers.
So on the theme of diversity, you covered quite a few different topics in the journal throughout the stories. Are there any particular stories that you wanted to shout out at this time?
Yeah, so we touched on a lot of investigative, more long-form stories, and one of them was on food insecurity on campus. We actually found that 22% of Marquette students are actively food insecure, but not many of them are receiving the help that they need. So it's really interesting to get their perspectives on that and different resources that are available on campus around the community for them to access if they need it.
That's a really cool story. I'll be sure to check it out.
Thank you.
So as I was flipping through the journal, I couldn't help but notice there are QR codes on some of the pages. So here there's a story about Rashad, there's a story that Rashad wrote about student-run businesses, and there's a QR code there.
Yeah.
If I were to scan that QR code, where would that take me?
Yeah, so the QR codes that are in some of our stories in the journal take you to radio and television multimedia packages that can be found online. And they also include the text audio stories and the closed captioning that I mentioned earlier.
So this is quite the publication. What's sort of the process from the original idea to making a full-on journal like this?
Yeah, I would say it was a pretty long process. We started out in the summer thinking of story ideas and brainstorming, and also meeting with our designers and photographers and social media people to just kind of plan out the theme, because we wanted it to be coherent, but we also wanted everyone to be able to explore topics that they were interested in. So I think this was a really good theme for everyone to just kind of have their own input and their own ideas into it.
All right, Skylar, that is all the time that we have for tonight. Thank you so much for coming on the show. I will send it back to Emily and Olivia in the studio.
That's our report for tonight. Thanks for joining us. I'm Emily Sacco.
And I'm Olivia Homel. Remember to check marquettewire.org for all the latest campus news. Good night, Marquette.